Hello and welcome to Sansad TV. I'm Rini Chaudhary and you are watching Perspective. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserted India's capability to emerge as a leading supplier of skilled workforce across the world. Our nation's journey towards becoming a global economic powerhouse hinges on tapping the potential of its skilled manpower. This will not only enable India to take advantage of its demographic dividend, but will also accelerate its economic growth as it moves towards becoming the third largest economy in the world by the turn of the decade. Technological transformation and innovation have brought about a huge change in the nature of jobs and the skills that these demand. This opens a new window of opportunity, but also comes with its own set of challenges. The Government of India is working on partnerships with various countries in need of skilled workforce as part of its multi-pronged strategy to train and supply skilled Indian workers across the globe. As India aims to establish itself as the skill capital of the world, it is time to understand what this means for our economy, to assess our preparedness for the step, and to explore how we can bridge any gaps to translate this vision into reality. Joining us for this conversation today are two eminent panelists. I welcome Shri Sanjeeva Singh, Executive Vice President, National Skill Development Corporation. I also welcome Dr. Ranjit Mehta, Executive Director, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you for your time. We are delighted to have you with us.
Thank you.
Mr. Singh, if I may start with you. The first question is, why is this objective important for us, given that we are talking about becoming a global supplier of skilled workforce? Why is this aim so critical for India, and what does this mean for the Indian economy?
Yeah, we know that as on date, India's population is the maximum in the world. And second point, that India's population, we are the most young population in the world.
Right.
So we have 66% of population between age group of 15 to 59. And median age of Indian workforce is 28 years. That is the youngest population in the India.
Right.
So here at this point of time, either we have to provide job or entrepreneurship or any opportunity to entire young workforce. Otherwise, this will create a social economic problem in society for maintaining society harmony. Entire workforce can't be given job in India, and at the same time, in all developed countries, population are aging. And average in European countries, the median age of workforce that is approximately 44 to 48 years. And quality of Indian workforce, like skill set of Indian workforce that is competitive in the world, that can be witnessed from the world skills competition, wherein India has got 11th rank in the entire world. So, and apart from that, Indian workforce, they have a good language adaptability, and they can go in any country and work in a proper way. So that's why the entire world is looking towards Indian workforce. That will give us the Indian boost to Indian economy, as well as the diplomatic relation with various countries. And that's very important for India, not only for the growth of Indian, but also for the harmony in the Indian continent, as well as for the development of world, that Indian workforce should be prepared to a stage where they can work in the entire world and they can contribute to development of world.
Right. Dr. Mehta, can you highlight some of the specific sectors or industries where India has already shown significant progress in supplying skilled manpower globally?
Thank you very much indeed. You see, as Mr. Singh has also elaborated, that why India is going to become the skill hub of this world. Because we have the youngest population, which is around 600 million people are young, who are below 35 years of age. And it is not only now. If you see today, all over the world, in top companies, there are the Indian CEOs, especially in United States of America. So Indian people have been doing very well abroad. Secondly, now there are, there are the sectors like fintech, where India has done amazing jobs. So Indian workforce, they can speak English, they understand the language, they are very hardworking, and the way I think we have today, if you look at it, we have today around 3 million people, around 30 million people, around 30 million people who are already our diaspora, who are working in different part of the world, and especially in technology.
Right.
In technology, we have taken a leap forward, and the way we have created the digital infrastructure in India, and the Indian people have adopted the technology. So it shows that our workforce is quite resilient. They are open to work, and they have a good command over the language.
Right.
Therefore, I see that in technological field, in fintech, Indians have done very well, and they are most demanded in most of the countries, and they are contributing significantly to the global workforce. If you look at it today, we have like global workforce by 2030 is going to be roughly around 2.16 billion job market. So where do you get these people from? These people, and India with 1.4 billion people, and the youngest country in the world, which will remain till around 2050 or so. Therefore, and as Mr. Singh also said, the Europe and other countries, they are aging. Therefore, India has a great opportunity, and Indian government is working significantly towards achieving this goal, and we want to capitalize on this this skill market. So
Right.
we want to make sure that our
We
people.
move on this note to Mr. Singh. Dr. Mehta mentioned that the Indian government is taking a lot of significant steps to capitalize on the potential that India has in the global job market. So what initiatives has the government taken not only to enhance the quality of skill development programs, but to also ensure that India's skilled workforce meets the standards of international employers?
So NSTC has been given that responsibility to create ecosystem where Indian workforce can be migrated in international markets.
Right.
And when we started from NSTC, that how we can do that. And first of all, we divided the entire workforce into three categories. It's a white collar, gray collar, and blue collar workforce. And what we realized that for a white collar workforce, there is a good demand from international market, and that is completely knowledge based, and wherein we don't require any particular kind of a support to candidates. Simply, we have to create the environment where they can very easily go there. For gray and blue collar workers, we had done a lot, and we have done the survey of the entire world that which are the pockets where this kind of workers are required. And when we talk about the gray and the blue collar workers, there are three different kinds of bottlenecks candidates are finding. First, the quality of their skill set in terms of trade. Second, it's a language, and third is culture. So we had done an extensive survey from NSTC sites under Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and for all different pockets, we have got their local skill set standard, and that kind of training is being provided in India. That if any country requires certain level of skill set to working in Europe, Poland, or suppose any European country or GCC country, they should have that kind of training in India. Apart from that, for different countries, different languages are required. So we have established various languages institutes wherein candidates are getting training here, and then we are having a kind of training that how they can adapt with the culture of those countries. So all those initiatives have been already started, and we have already got bilateral agreement with various governments wherein they have given mandate that they will certain number they are giving that they will be requiring that number of candidates in those countries.
Right. Dr. Mehta, how do we support greater female participation in the skilled workforce, particularly in sectors that are traditionally viewed as male-dominated?
See, if you look at India, we have already we have already prioritized the jobs for female workers, even in armored forces,
Right.
even as a fighter pilot, in Indian Navy and Army, everywhere. And I think that Indian women are really, really doing well internationally as well. And there is a kind of ecosystem in our country that Government of India has created where most of the women are participating in different kind of jobs. Today, there is no taboo, and they have already broken the glass ceilings. I think that this is not a very big issue today. They are taking part in various job opportunities, not only in India but all over the world. I think it will continue because we have created that ecosystem. It will continue to happen,
Right.
and especially in technology field, we have seen that how they have taken the leadership role. So there's still a lot to be done, especially in tier two, tier three cities, rural India. We need to really penetrate. We need to really empower the people from rural India.
Right.
That is also going to happen. But slowly, I think the kind of ecosystem that we have created and the kind of internet penetration that we have today in our country, most people are aware of these things. They are working hard on that. And the government different skilling programs, even the virtual university. And during the COVID, we have done a lot of e classes, even in government schools. I
Right.
think that these barriers which were there for in remote areas, they have been ironed out. I think that we can see a better opportunity and more opportunities for even Indian women in various sectors, not only in India but globally.
Right. Mr. Singh, we have been discussing the potential barriers that can come in the way of India achieving this objective of being a global supplier of skilled human resource. In this context, what measures are being taken to bridge the gap between formal education and industry requirements, especially in sectors that demand specialized skills or specialized knowledge?
So government of India has already taken a very good initiative. In NEP 2020, you might be aware that now from this entire education system, they have put in the credit system.
Right.
Like for a graduation program, for 3-year graduation program, that is for 120 credit points. For BTech program, it has come to 160 credit points. And as per NEP 2020, 40% of these credits can be from skill sets as per requirement of industry, and any 40% either from a skill set or from the traditional education that can be given in online system. That has given a very good opportunity for collaboration with the skill institutes or industry and universities. Lots of universities has already done a collaboration with various industries training institutes or some kind of training providers in the country who are giving and providing that relevant training to candidates. Not you can say candidate, we can say the students, those who are doing graduation, and by the time those students pass the graduation, take the degree, they are ready for the industry for employment.
Right. Dr. Mehta, in the context of skill export, we've talked about the initiatives that the government is taking and, of course, the potential that we have that we can capitalize on. But how do we ensure that the image of India's skilled workforce remains positive on a global stage? And what steps can the government take to ensure that Indian workers receive fair treatment abroad?
Yeah, it's a very important question. First, about India's image or workers' image at the global platform. So for this, I think that we'll have to emphasize on more and more on the job training. It is a question of employability.
Right.
So employability is a very important factor in getting that employment or to enter into that job market. I think more and more industry and academia interface need to take place, and more people are to be given on the job training rather than just theory. Those even the curriculum, it has to be designed with the requirement of the industry as the job market is changing significantly, and with the intervention of AI, it had changed dramatically.
Right.
And I can visualize that in next 3 to 4 years, some of the jobs which are today in demand may not be in demand anymore. Therefore, the skill sets need to be changed, and people need to be equipped with learning new things and on the job training. What is the requirement of industry? It is very important to understand. As per that, our curriculum also needs to be changed. It needs to be very dynamic. It's not that once you have made a curriculum, it should go on like that. The kind of dynamism which is coming in the job market, all over the world. I think that we need to keep the pace with that. Second is the fair treatment of Indian workers.
Right.
It's very important question. I think for that we have an ecosystem. We have our embassies. We have our diplomatic ties with various countries, and they keep an eye on it. And at the same time, this can be it is it depends on company to company. There are very good companies which are known for the workers' welfare. There, this kind of discrimination is taken very seriously. Still, there could be few cases where it needs to be looked at. For there has to be a mechanism, and even the candidates offer or employment letter which they give, in that also this there can be a mechanism where this kind of conditions are kept. I think that government can work with the government or with other governments, and through our diplomatic ties these things can be taken care of, and it is a very important question. There have been instances in past where the discrimination kind of cases have come into notice. But I think that there are very few, and they can be addressed
Right.
through a mechanism which can be created between our country and the country where our worker is going for the work.
Thank you for mentioning artificial intelligence. In fact, according to a report by the World Economic Forum, over the next 5 years, nearly a quarter of all jobs are likely to change as a result of AI, digitization, and other economic developments like our transition to green energy. In this context, Mr. Singh, how do we ensure that the benefits of skill development programs also extend to our rural workforce and do not just remain confined to a particular urban pocket?
Very good question. And it's a really a very tough problem. But at the same time, government of India has done some good initiative
Right.
to solve this problem. As on date, with the Ministry of Skill Development, we are having a premium quality of institute in name of PMKK, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendra, in every district. At the same time, MSD and Ministry of Education, these two ministries are being headed by Honorable Mr. Pradhan, and he has given us a direction that all those premium colleges like IIT, whenever they are having certain kind of courses, certification courses, these courses are being provided in remote area through digital penetration. And as on date, more than 10 IITs, they have
Right.
given permission.
On this note, Dr. Mehta, we will close with a question to you. Can we talk about how, in the context of skill development programs, we are moving towards a kind of economic setup where the nature of jobs themselves are changing. So more of contractual work and more of the gig economy is gaining predominance. In this context, how do we fine-tune our skill development programs, or what is the future that you envision for our skilled workforce so that India's economy achieves its maximum potential?
Yeah, thank you indeed. First of all, I think we need to do the skill mapping. I know that government is working on it. There are policies in place for skill mapping. At the same time, we also need to, as I said, even in our curriculum, the curriculum has to be dynamic. And as you rightly pointed out, with the World Economic Report, and next around 3 to 4 years, the job market is going to change, dramatically. In that context, I think that our overall learning ecosystem needs to adapt with the global requirements. It is very important to keep a tab on the global skill sets required for the companies.
Right.
Same way, we need to train our people. We need to create that ecosystem. We need to create a mechanism where these workers can thrive and they have the opportunity to continuously upgrade their skills. They have opportunity, and these skill sets can be achieved through the intervention by government of India. That kind of ecosystem needs to be created all around the country. That's how our people they will be trained, for the global workforce, which will be required by various countries all over the world. I think that India is at a place where it can definitely become the global hub for skilled workforce, and many countries from all over the globe can take the advantage of Indian skill sets, and this is going to happen very shortly. And we have a bright future for all our young skilled workforce in the times to come.
Thank you, Dr. Mehta. Thank you, Mr. Singh. I thank our guests for their valuable insights to this topic. We've discussed how India has tremendous potential in becoming the global skill hub and how the world has tremendous aspects to gain from India's contribution, and we need to establish a catalyzing mechanism and an enabling ecosystem to help India achieve this objective in the years to come. That's it for this edition of Perspective. Thank you for watching.